Hey, good evening, Horizon families, students and parents and others. Thank you for joining us for our virtual parent forum tonight. I'm Josh Wolcott. I have the opportunity to be the principal here at Horizon Middle School. For those that are new to Horizon, we do parent forums a few times a year, just a chance to sometimes touch base about things with school, sometimes a chance to share things and topics of interest for parents of middle schoolers that may not necessarily be related to school. But we just want to welcome you to our first virtual parent forum. We haven't done one of these yet. So with that being said, thank you for being here and being a part of it. Tonight, we just want to touch base with you as we, since school just started a couple weeks ago, maybe share some reminders, have a chance to get some feedback, some general feedback, and then at the end, answer some specific questions and answers that provide some answers to some of your questions that you might have individually through this virtual format. So we'll go ahead and get started. I have Mr. Francic here joining me. He's the assistant principal, and we'll just go through this here. So we're having some technical difficulties here. Just a second here. So one of the first things we want to remind everyone is just some things about attendance and the difference between option 1 and option 4. Option 1 would be school-paced, option 4 would be self-paced. So when we have school-paced attendance or option 1 students, that attendance is taken just like it would be if they were in school. So teachers take that every day. It's inputted into PowerSchool. If students are attending class and they show up on time, that's recorded that way. If they're late less than 10 minutes, it's marked as a tardy. If they're more than 10 minutes late, it is marked as an absence. And you might get a call from our secretary at school about that. Also, in that regard, with students in that option 1, if they do leave early, teachers also sometimes will be taking attendance towards the middle or end of class. And so if they leave early, then sometimes they're marked absent for that purpose as well. In regards to self-paced or option 4 students, attendance is a little bit different. They are asked to check in, log in daily, or connect with their teacher daily. That could look like logging into Blackboard or Google Classroom, or it might be also turning in an assignment or an email to a teacher. But really, their attendance is more tracked weekly, but they are still asked to log into that. Now, if you ever have any reasons why your student might be absent, just encourage you to call the absent line. If you have a child that's sick or an appointment or even a prearranged trip or something like that, we just encourage you to call the attendance line at 558-4950. So with that, we're going to shift it over here to Mr. Francic. He's going to talk to us a little bit about some expectations for virtual learning.
All right, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on our first virtual parent forum. So first of all, I just want to thank you all. We have gotten off to a great start considering the circumstances. So I really want to start by thanking you for your flexibility and your patience as we're working through things, but do know that our staff here is working hard and trying to find the best ways to serve you and your student or students. So, just in talking to teachers, there was just a couple of things, with virtual expectations that just want to highlight. We've generally done really well with this, but it's just a good reminder as we go throughout the year to, encourage your students to engage in their virtual classes with their cameras on. I know that there are times where those cameras might have to be turned off for a short amount of time, or there could be things going on. If your student is not able to have their camera on, just reach out to the teacher and let them know, and we can make accommodations for that. But a lot of the things that we do with breakout rooms and different engagement strategies involve having a camera on. So if your student is able to use that, that helps us out the best, and honestly gives them the best opportunity to connect in this environment. So another reminder is to please help your student find a great or a good location within your house or wherever you are, just so that they have the least amount of distractions in front of them. It just helps them with their learning and so forth. So that could be in a bedroom, at a desk, or that could be at a table, you know, in the kitchen. It could, whatever you guys designate, just a heads up on that. And then lastly, dress code. We just ask that students would attend their virtual classes like they would if they were coming to school. And so we've included links on the dress code a week ago. If you have questions about that, please just let us know. But it allows your student to get up in the morning, get dressed, brush their teeth, hopefully get some breakfast, just like they would if they were coming to school, and then put on, you know, the clothes that they're going to wear. We just ask that that they don't wear hats and hoods, because with a camera on, it's really hard to see their faces when they have those on. So I'm going to transition to tech support. I know that, you know, as we've worked through this, you know, things do come up and it can be frustrating. I know that. I have 2 of my own kids and understand that world. So we just ask that you be patient, but there's some bullets up here. Please take a note. We have the CVSD help desk, 558-5457. And that's open from 7 in the morning until 2 p.m. And then they reopen that from 2:30 until 9:30 p.m. for you if you have questions, and they can support tech needs. If you're having Chromebook issues, contact the school, 558-4940. That's the Horizon number. And we are more than happy to work with you. We have a limited amount of Chromebooks, but we will find a way to make things work for you and your student if there's an issue with your Chromebook, so that you have one that's operating the right way. And then last, just want to include, this went out to all CVSD families. There is curbside tech support this Thursday. It's coming up this Thursday this week from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock, and the sites are listed below. So University High School has a site, Spokane Valley Tech, Evergreen Middle School, CV High School, and then there's one out at Selkirk Middle School as well. So we just ask you, if you have questions or things come up, we will have tech people there to be able to help you as well. So trying to give you as many places to go as you can if and when those things come up. But please know that we're here to support you, and we want this to be you know, a smooth continued transition as we're working virtually. So again, thank you. It's a pleasure serving our community as the assistant principal. I know Mr. Wilcott would say the same thing. We just really enjoy and love this community, and just want the best for everybody here. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we just wanted to hand out also, or give out some reminders in regards to option 4, as some of our students are doing that self-paced model. You know, I'd say that we're still growing into this as a staff and as students, as we're, you know, middle schoolers adjusting to this idea of self-paced and option 4, and even teachers a little bit too. So we appreciate, you know, the work that's going into that. So just some reminders for option 4. Their teachers should be posting a weekly learning plan at the beginning of each week. Within that, assignments should be provided for the week that students can begin to work on at their own pace. Now, with that being said, the assignments will still have due dates and expectations for those to be turned in, just like they are for option 1 students. With that, quizzes and tests may not be, you know, teachers may choose to not post those until the day of the test or quiz, but typically they all have, you know, more than one day to do that quiz or test. But, you know, say, you know, their option 1 students might be taking that test on Wednesday, so they're not going to assign that test to the option 4 students until Wednesday as well. And then those students would have a few days to make that, to complete that quiz or test. Also, as we talked about before with attendance, students should be logging in daily to Blackboard or Google Classroom for, you know, to do their work, but, you know, at least for attendance purposes, to capture that attendance that we need to record here at the school. Also, there should be a weekly check-in with the teacher, either via email or some type of virtual meeting that should be taking place. And then, often teachers might encourage students to connect for a Zoom meeting, whether that's to join the class, but in particular, we're also encouraging them to join the Zoom meetings for Character Strong each Thursday. So that's just something to be aware of. So just some guidelines and as with our option for students and for those families. And remember, as we continue to grow into this model, let us know if we can support or help in any way with that. We wanted to give you a quick tour of the school as we go through this, just some slides with some pictures of what the school is looking like. And so we'll just go through some of these as we continue on. So here's the reader board. I think that even says Virtual Parent Forum right there on the reader board announcing for tonight. But just wanted to share the new construction. It's exciting. One of my biggest disappointments for this year is just not being able to share the building with our students and families from the inside, because it's coming together and looking fantastic. So we'll walk through some of these slides. Here's the front. We just got the trees are coming in, and even in that picture now, there's a lot more landscaping that's been planted. We have the Hawk blend grass that's connected to, it's the blend they use for Seahawks Stadium. So it's very fitting for us Horizon Hawks to have the Hawk blend grass that was laid in front of the school. Here's a picture of the reception area here in the office. And then going from there, this is the cafeteria, what we refer to as the commons area. We sometimes refer to it as the heart of the school, right in the middle of the school. So you can begin to see some of the changes that have taken place on the interior. You'll notice the staircase over there is brand new. That's been shifted over. It used to be further to the east over in that corner. So it's been a great addition to the commons area. Here's a classroom. This is typical of the classrooms. Lots more windows and natural light and great views. As we get students back, they'll be able to participate in their learning in these great classrooms that have a lot of natural light, and excited to share those with our students. Here's a science classroom. So we have 6 science classrooms here in the building, and very similar to each one. They have the sinks and the science tables, and they have tools and stools to sit on, and plenty of science storage and cabinets for science things. Here's a hallway. This is looking towards where a lot of our 6th grade students will be. You notice there to the left, we even have some lockers, which is new for us in regards to them being in the corridors instead of all being in one big locker bank. So I think the next picture is just some pictures of what the lockers look like, much larger in size, more user-friendly, I think, for students and the stuff that the items that they bring to school. So looking forward to having students working out of their lockers. Unique thing to Horizon is our shop. We're the only middle school in the district that has a shop, and we're excited to be able to keep that as we had our remodel. So this is it coming together. The tools are getting set, and looking forward to having students working in shop as soon as we can get them back here. So, but really nice. Some new tools, some of the old tools as well, but it's a great program that we have, and really thrilled to be able to continue to share that with our students. And then this is a picture of some of the graphics that we have. This is a picture of a hawk on our south stairwell. And so each stairwell has a directional word as well as an image to go with it. But to the south, we have this hawk, and just we like how that's looking and shaping up. Okay, as we kind of begin to wrap up, we want to share a video that we're going to be sharing at our assembly on Thursday. So each week, this is just a sampling of what we do on occasion. Mr. Francis and I do with our student announcements. We typically alternate weeks between Frantic Files and Wolcott's Wisdom, and that's put together by our media students. But this week for our assembly, Mr. Hildahl helped us put together the video that we're going to share for our assembly, and we just wanted to share that with you guys. You guys get a little sneak peek of it. It does have some more information, so give me a second here, and we're gonna share this.
Hey, Horizon Hawks, welcome to the first edition of Wolcott's Wisdom from here in the new school. We're excited to have this school. Just thankful to our community for supporting this and being here. For those that are new to Horizon, or especially sixth graders, Wolcott Wisdom happens periodically. It's just a chance for me to share some news and also to be able to share a little wisdom to end the Wolcott's Wisdom with. With that being said, some news that we have to share is just I hope that the back to school has gone well for you as you've engaged in your virtual learning, and also for those that are at school, for you that have been here, we hope it's gone well also. So with that being said, as you think about being a Horizon Hawk and engaging in that learning, hope that you've followed those expectations that I know teachers have shared with you and Mr. Francis shared with you about engaging with your online learning. We really want you to be participating and engaged and logged into class on time and interacting with your teacher and your classmates, and also just doing your schoolwork to help your academics progress during this time. It certainly is a unique time. Certainly my favorite would be everybody back in school. Hopefully at a short time that will be able to happen. But if not, we're going to make the most of it and do what we can. Now, with that being said, that kind of leads to the wisdom part that I'd love to share. And thinking about these times that they're uncertain and different, and structure and routine is different, it can really throw us off a little bit. And I felt that in my own life as things aren't the same. Sometimes that creates stress and anxiety, and it creates things that cause us to maybe act differently than maybe we normally would, or not be as calm and respectful as maybe we normally would be. But through all this, I love the wisdom of the Dalai Lama. He says, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. And if you want to be happy, practice compassion. And that's really what I encourage all of us to do. That's our wisdom, is to practice compassion with each other, especially if you might get a reaction that you might not be expecting, whether that's from a classmate or even a teacher, or even a mom or a dad or a sibling at home. These are just unique times where that practicing the compassion will really help us guide us through some of these circumstances and situations we might be faced with. So with that, that's my encouragement. Practice compassion. That's my wisdom. As you go throughout the next days and weeks and months of this school year, remember the importance of compassion and how that can change situations that might not be so positive into a positive experience. Hope you're doing well. We look forward to this year and continuing to connect with you, whether in virtually and hopefully sometime in person. We'll see you soon, Hawks. Take care.
Hello, Horizon Hawks. It's great to see you guys. This is going to be our first assembly of the year, the first virtual assembly we've ever had. I know Mr. Wolcott had some things to say, and then I just have some other things that I'd like to share with you guys as well. I hope that things are going well for you, and just as always, if things are not, please make sure that you're reaching out to your teachers, reaching out to the school with any questions that you guys have. I have the Frantic files in front of me. This same file made it from Horizon North, even from the old Horizon before this was renovated. So anyways, I have some things in the files I want to share with you guys. The first is just welcome to the 2020-2021 school year. I know it's not the most ideal of situations to be starting virtually, but that's just where we're at right now. And hopefully we'll be able to have you guys back sooner than later. I just want to make sure things are safe and that we can do school the right way. The new building is amazing. Mr. Hildahl has taken a bunch of pictures, and we're going to include that here for you guys shortly to take a look at. All of the rooms have been redone. The entire school is redone. So when you're in here, there will be parts that you kind of recognize, but a lot of new parts as well. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys and a great new space for us to learn, and for our community. And just ask that you guys, when you're here, just to take care of that. Another piece I wanted to share, Mrs. Bale has been working really hard on a plan for the library. I want to share with you guys how you can check out books. She's put together a great how-to video that she put on our website. If you go to cvsd.org and you click on schools and then you click on Horizon, underneath Horizon, if you click on academics, you'll see library. And if you go to the library, from there you can click on the very top part, and the title of it is How to Check Out Books from the HMS Online, and so forth. So she has a video there, and right underneath that one, there's another Destiny checkout link to click on, and you can check out books. So basically, it will be as you request books, they will be available on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You or parents can come over and drop off books at the outside of the building. There's a cart each day that will be out there. We ask, though, that when you take your books, they will be in a bag, a special bag with your name on it. Keep the bag. Please don't leave the bag. We're trying to make sure that we're safe, and the protocols that we have with PPE, just to make sure that once it's been touched, it's yours, and so forth. And when you bring those books back, they're on the shelf for a certain amount of days before we recycle those and put them back in the library for you guys to check out again. So reading's the key, you guys. It really is. It crosses all academic areas. So please be practicing that daily. Hopefully you have some books that you enjoy reading on your own time. And if you don't, this is that great chance to get those library books. A couple other things I want to talk about. Hawks Rock. Teachers have been filling up the bucket even though you're not here. As you're participating at home, they've been putting Hawks Rocks tickets in the bucket for you. I'll be doing drawings once a month. And I think what we'll do, because you're not here, is we'll do gift cards. And so either we'll send those gift cards to you, or we will deliver those right to your house for you to celebrate your great work and keeping up the great attitude. So just keep working hard, you guys. That's the key. And if you're not good at something, practice it. That really is the key, is working hard on things. And we don't expect you to know all of the content and all of how to do everything. And that's why you ask questions. And please don't be afraid to fail. When you fail, it's a great opportunity for you to get back up and try again. So, and we have plenty of supports here, plenty of teachers. All of our teachers want to see you be successful. Character Strong, our first lesson was last week. We're going to have those on Thursdays, so there'll be different periods. This week, you will have had your, on Thursday, that will have gone through your second period class. So hopefully you're taking those lessons to heart and getting something out of it. The first lesson was learning names and how important that is. So get to know the kids in your classes, even though it's virtually. It's really powerful to be able to call someone by name and ask questions and talk to them. That's a great thing to be able to do to connect with people. So try to learn the kids' names in your class if you don't already. Kind of leads into this quote that I really like from Martin Luther King Jr. He says, "Life's most urgent question is, what can I do for others? And what can we do for others?" So I want you to try to filter things through that. What can you do for others to help others out? And so even though we're not here, I still think there's plenty of opportunities to do and practice just that. One reminder, in 2 weeks, on Friday, October 9th, we still have a LID day. That's called a Learning Improvement Day. Your teachers will be here working and preparing and making things better and collaborating, but you will not have class that day. So just know that on Friday, October 9th, you don't have class. Well, it's great to see you guys. I miss you and look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care.
All right, thank you, Mr. Francic. Great job on the Francic files here. We're gonna pull back up our PowerPoint here and see what we can do. So again, we will be doing the assembly come Thursday. and we'll share some of that with our students. Oh, got to head back. So as we wrap up this part of the meeting, we're gonna try something here in regards to a chat. So what we're gonna ask you to do is we're gonna enable the chat, and in there we want you to share one success, one challenge, and one wish for the school year so far for either your student or your family. We just ask if you, when you do that, if you start your success with a S colon and the challenge with the C colon and the wish with the W colon, that will help us to know which one it is, whether it's the success, challenge, or the wish that you're hoping that you're sharing. So give us a second here, and we are going to try to open up this chat so that you can send those in to us. So we'll give you a few minutes to share that success, challenge, or wish within the chat box. Okay, as we want to just wrap up with opportunity for parents to individually send Mr. Francic and myself questions that you might have. We'll respond to you personally in the Q&A to all that we can between now and 7:30. You can also keep those chat, those chat successes, challenges, and wishes coming. But we do want to just wrap it up for the night. Other than that, if you want to do the Q&A, feel free to jump on at the bottom. There's a Q&A button to send us questions, and we'll work to respond to whatever we can. As Mr. Francic talked about, we do certainly feel like it's a great privilege to be a part of Horizon Middle School and part of this community. And just want to thank our students and our families for this start to the year, which certainly has had some glitches, but overall it's been successful as we work to come back virtually and a little bit in person for some of our students. Just can't thank you enough. If there's things that we can do to help and support you, we would love to do whatever we can. Thank you for being such a great community, great students, great families. Again, thank you. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us, and feel free to keep putting those things into the chat or start on the Q&A at the bottom as well. Have a great night.